Joining me for today's call are Bob Iger, Disney's Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, and Jay Rasulo, Senior Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. Bob's going to lead off, and then Jay will address some of the deal specifics. We'll then be happy to take some of your questions. So with that, let me turn it over to Bob, and we'll get started.
Thank you very much, Lowell, and good afternoon. As we just announced, the Walt Disney Company has agreed to acquire Lucasfilm and its world-class portfolio of creative content, including the legendary Star Wars franchise, along with all of its operating businesses, including Industrial Light and Magic and Skywalker Sound. George Lucas is a true visionary, an innovator, and an epic storyteller, and he's built a company at the intersection of entertainment and technology to bring some of the world's most unforgettable characters and stories to screens across the galaxy. He's entertained, inspired, and defined filmmaking for almost 4 decades, and we're incredibly honored that he's entrusted the future of that legacy to Disney. Disney has had a great relationship with George that goes back a long way, with Star Wars-themed attractions in our parks in Anaheim, Orlando, Paris, and Tokyo. And this acquisition builds on that foundation and combines 2 of the strongest family entertainment brands in the world. It makes sense not just because of our brand compatibility and the previous success that we've had together, but because Disney respects and understands, probably better than just about anyone else, the importance of iconic characters and what it takes to protect and leverage them effectively to drive growth and create value. Lucasfilm fits perfectly with Disney's strategic priorities. It is a sustainable source of branded, high-quality creative content with tremendous global appeal that will benefit all of Disney's business units, and it is incredibly well-suited for new business models, including digital platforms. Adding the Lucasfilm IP to our existing Disney, Pixar, and Marvel IP clearly enhances our ability to serve consumers, strengthening our competitive position, and we're confident we can earn a return on invested capital well in excess of our cost of capital. Star Wars, in particular, is a strong global brand and one of the greatest family entertainment franchises of all time, with hundreds of millions of fans around the globe. Its universe of more than 17,000 characters inhabiting several thousand planets and spanning only 20,000 years offers infinite inspiration and opportunities, and we're already moving forward with plans to continue the epic Star Wars saga. The last Star Wars movie release was 2005's Revenge of the Sith, and we believe there's substantial pent-up demand. In 2015, we're planning to release Star Wars Episode 7, the first feature film under the Disney Lucas brand. That will be followed by Episodes 8 and 9, and our long-term plan is to release a new Star Wars feature film every 2 to 3 years. We're very happy that George Lucas will be creative consultant on our new Star Wars films, and that Kathleen Kennedy, the current co-chair of Lucasfilm, will executive produce the films. George handpicked Kathy earlier this year to lead Lucasfilm into the future, and she'll join Disney as president of Lucasfilm, reporting into Walt Disney Studios Chairman Alan Horn, and integrating and building the Star Wars franchise across our company. Our successful acquisitions of Pixar and Marvel prove Disney's unique ability to grow brands and expand high-quality creative content to its fullest franchise potential and to maximize value. And we've leveraged Pixar's terrific characters and stories into franchises across our company, from feature films to consumer products, online games, major attractions in our theme parks, and more. The 2006 Pixar acquisition delivered more than great Pixar content. It also delivered the means to energize and revitalize the creative engine at Walt Disney Animation, which was crucial to our long-term success. Animation is the heart and soul of Disney, and our successful creative resurgence will be on full display this weekend when Wreck-It Ralph opens in theaters across the country. Our acquisition of Marvel 3 years later, combined Marvel's strong global brand and world-renowned library of characters with Disney's creative skills, unparalleled global portfolio of entertainment properties, and an integrated business structure that maximizes the value of creative content across multiple platforms and territories. Our first 2 Marvel films, Thor and Captain America, grossed a total of more than $800 million at the box office. And this year, Marvel's The Avengers grossed more than $1.5 billion to become the world's 3rd highest grossing movie of all time, and an important and lucrative franchise for us. We're looking forward to a robust slate of new Marvel movies, starting with Iron Man 3 and Thor: The Dark World next year, followed by Captain America: The Winter Soldier in 2014. And we've announced previously Joss Whedon is writing and directing Avengers 2 and developing a Marvel-based series for ABC. Pixar and Marvel both fit our criteria for strategic acquisitions. They add great IP that benefits multiple Disney businesses for years to come and continue to create value well in excess of their purchase price. The acquisition of Lucasfilm is in keeping with this proven strategy for success, and we expect it to create similar opportunity for Disney to drive long-term value for our shareholders. We're clearly excited about this move forward. We believe we can do great things with these amazing assets. We have a proven track record of maximizing the value of our acquisitions, and we're poised to do the same with this one. With that, I'll turn this over to our CFO, Jay Rasulo.
Thanks, Bob, and good afternoon, everyone. Lucasfilm, and more specifically, the Star Wars franchise, fits perfectly within the Disney portfolio of intellectual properties, and strategic and financial implications of this acquisition are compelling. Our team has spent a tremendous amount of time evaluating this deal, and we've concluded that we are uniquely positioned to maximize the value of Lucasfilm's IP in a manner that can generate substantial value for our shareholders above and beyond the purchase price. In this transaction, we will acquire rights to the Star Wars and Indiana Jones franchises, a highly talented and expert team, Lucasfilm's best-in-class post-production businesses, Industrial Light and Magic and Skywalker Sound, and a suite of cutting-edge entertainment technologies. Our valuation focused almost entirely on the financial potential of the Star Wars franchise, which we expect to provide us with a stream of storytelling opportunities for years to come, delivered via all relevant platforms on a global basis. There are a number of ways our company will derive value from Lucasfilm's intellectual property, some of which can be realized immediately, while others will accrue to us over time. George and his team have built Star Wars into one of the most successful and enduring family entertainment franchises in history, as well as one of the best-selling licensed character merchandise brands in the U.S. and around the world. However, we believe that there is great opportunity to further expand the consumer products business. Today, Star Wars is heavily skewed towards toys and North America. We see great opportunity domestically to extend the breadth and depth of the Star Wars franchise into other categories. We also plan to leverage Disney's global consumer products organization to grow the Star Wars consumer products business internationally. Let me note that in 2012, Lucasfilm's consumer products business is expected to generate total licensing revenue that is comparable to the roughly $215 million in consumer products revenue Marvel generated in 2009, the year in which we announced our acquisition. With renewed film releases and the support we can give the Star Wars property on our Disney-branded TV stations, we expect that business to grow substantially and profitably for years to come. We also expect to create significant value in the film business. We plan to release the first new Star Wars film in 2015 and then plan to release one film every 2 to 3 years. These films will be released and distributed as part of our target slate of 8 to 10 live-action films per year, and will augment Disney's already strong creative pipeline for many years to come. Lucasfilm has not released a Star Wars film since The Revenge of the Sith in 2005. However, adjusted for inflation, as well as the growth in both international box office and 3D, we estimate the 3 most recent Star Wars films would have averaged about $1.5 billion in global box office in today's dollars. That speaks to the franchise's strength, global appeal, and the great opportunity we have in the film business. We also expect to utilize Star Wars in other businesses, including parks and resorts, in games, and in our television business. These initiatives were also considered in our valuation. Under the terms of the agreement, Disney will buy Lucasfilm for $4.05 billion, consisting of approximately 50% cash and 50% in Disney stock. Based on Friday's closing price of Disney stock, we will expect to issue approximately 40 million Disney shares for this transaction. We continue to believe our shares are attractively priced at current levels, and therefore, we currently intend to repurchase all of the shares issued within the next 2 years. and that's in addition to what we plan to repurchase in the absence of the transaction. Our valuation of Lucasfilm is roughly comparable to the value we placed on Marvel when we announced that acquisition in 2009. Our Lucasfilm valuation is almost entirely driven by the Star Wars franchise, so any success from other franchises would provide upside to our base case. I realize it may be challenging for you to quantify our opportunity given the limited amount of publicly available information, but to give you some perspective on the size of the Lucasfilm business, in 2005, the year in which the most recent Star Wars film was released, Lucasfilm generated $550 million in operating income. We've taken a conservative approach to our valuation assumptions, including continued erosion of the home entertainment market, and we expect this acquisition to create value for our shareholders. In terms of the impact on our financials, we expect the acquisition to be dilutive to our EPS by low single-digit percentage points in fiscal 2013 and 2014 and become accretive to EPS in 2015. Our capital allocation philosophy has been consistent since Bob took over as CEO. In addition to returning capital to shareholders, we have invested both organically and through acquisitions in high-quality branded content that can be seamlessly leveraged across our businesses. Our acquisition of Lucasfilm is entirely consistent with this strategy, and we're incredibly excited by the prospect of building on Lucasfilm's successful legacy to create significant value for our shareholders.
Remember, the Force will be with you, always.